Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. 3-4 last night is not great, but the parlay hit. Listen, we got 9 games tonight, so I'm not going to waste any time with any bullshit. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to the Sauce. Hey, get the sauce. The sauce. The sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
First up, Pacers, Bucks, and Indiana. This line opened Indiana plus 8.5, so we got a pretty decent road dog here. Early bets and early money pretty much split right down the middle. All through last night and all through this morning, the money pretty much stays split down the middle, but consensus line drops from Indiana plus 8.5 down to Indiana plus 8. Seems like the books like the Pacers here, right? It looks like the Pacers are not going to bring back Sumner, Brogdon, or Lamb before the end of the regular season. Now, whether they are actually still injured or whether this is a strategic move, I really can't tell you at this point. What I can tell you at this point is this is a huge game for the Indiana Pacers. They are currently tied with the Hornets for the 8 seed. Now, there's a huge difference between 8 and 9 in the play-in games. If you finish the regular season in the 8 seed, all you have to do is beat the 7 seed in a 1-game play-in, and you are in. If you drop down to the 9 seed, you have to beat the 10 seed and then beat the loser of the 7-8 game. So you have to win 2 games to get in. From the 9, only 1 game from the 8. Point I'm making here is the Pacers are going to come out hard tonight. I'm going to take Indiana plus 8. I'm scared of the Bucks. So as of right now, I'm leaving this off the menu. VIPs, make sure you check your sheets. I may sneak this one back on for the 5-game plan. Not sure at this time. If anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, Facebook, next game. Next game up, Hornets, Clippers in Charlotte. This line opened Charlotte plus 8, another home dog here. Early bets and early money came in leaning towards the Clips. And the books react to it. The consensus line moves from Charlotte plus 8 to Charlotte plus 8.5. Now check it out though. When the books move it from 8 to 8.5, it looks like we start to see some Charlotte Hornets money coming in. I'm going to take the home dog Hornets here, Charlotte plus 8.5. I'm going to throw it on the menu. The Hornets are almost pretty much back to full health. They're still missing a piece or two, but they're a lot healthier now than they were a few weeks ago. They look great in their game against Denver the other night. I'm not scared to fade the Clippers. The Knicks aren't scared of the Clippers. They beat that ass. I'm not scared to fade the Clippers. Disclaimer for Charlotte, Caleb Martin is listed as questionable. I'm probably going to bet them either way, but if you're following me on this bet, I'd keep an eye on the injury reports. I'd really like to see Caleb Martin on the court for Charlotte, but either way, Charlotte plus 8.5 on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, Facebook, next game. Next game up, Hawks Magic in Atlanta. This line open, Atlanta laying 12.5 points at home here. Sharps came in heavy on the Hawks. Consensus line moves from 12.5 up to 13, and still even more money comes in on the Hawks. The only question is, do I have the spine? Do I have the balls to fade the Hawks at home and take Orlando to cover this on the road?
Yeah.
Give me Cole Anthony plus 13. I'm throwing it on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook, next game. Next game up, Heat versus Sixers in Miami. This line opened Miami plus 2, but check this out. So the money stays even pretty much all through the morning. It's pretty close to even, but the consensus line is on a warpath. It's gone from Miami plus 2 all the way up to Miami minus 1 now, and that's just as of 11 a.m. It might still be moving. I want to fade the Heat. So bad I want to fade Miami and take Philly here, but I can't. I feel like it's definitely the wrong pick. The right side to be on is Miami. Most likely the books are moving the line like that because they've already heard that Joel Embiid is not playing. He's currently listed as questionable. Miami currently right in the middle of that Eastern Conference playoff jumble here. They're tied with the Knicks for the 5 seed, just a half game out of Atlanta for the 4. They've looked great recently. The correct pick is Miami minus 1. Throwing it on the menu, it's probably going to stay there. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook, next game. It is New York Knicks time. We got the Spurs in the Mecca to play the Knicks. Line open Knicks minus 4.5, and naturally, the entire world is on the Knicks. I'm talking 81% early money on New York. Money stays on New York all through last night, all through this morning. Consensus line is on the move. It went from 4.5 to Knicks minus 5, and now we're at Knicks minus 5.5. Hold up, though, before you place these bets. We got a serious-looking Knicks injury report here. Quickly questionable. Derrick Rose questionable. Alec Burks questionable. Reggie Bullock questionable. In case you're not familiar with the Knicks rotation, that's pretty much their entire backcourt. Starters and bench. Listen, obviously I'm taking the Knicks. I'm taking Knicks minus 5.5. Not locking this bet in and not adding it to the menu as of now. Obviously, I need to see what's going on. Is there a chance that maybe the Knicks are content in the 6th seed, and as long as they're not in the playoffs, they're cool and they're going to rest their guys. I really don't know. So I need to see the injury reports. Give me Knicks -5.5. We'll find out some more information later. Stay tuned to my Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. Next game. Next game up, Grizzlies, Kings in Memphis. This line opened Memphis -7, which I thought was low, and so did the entire world because they're all on the Grizzlies. 98% of money on Memphis. Consensus line is now at Memphis -8. Darren Fox still out. Harrison Barnes still out. Now Marvin Bagley is out. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink it. Don't question it. Just bet Memphis -8. I'm throwing it on the menu. Don't overthink it. Memphis is going to cover this. If anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. Next game. Next game up, Bulls, Raptors in Chicago. This line opened Chicago -5.5. Early bets and early money pretty split down the middle in this one. The money kind of does a flip-flop in this one, and take a look what the books do. So, earlier in the morning, a bunch of Raptors money comes in. Books don't move the line. They don't care. Bunch of Bulls money comes in right after that. Oh yeah, they moved that line. Moves up to Chicago -10. I know the Raptors are a well-coached, scrappy team, and I know they've been playing pretty well despite missing their key pieces. But the correct side to be on is Chicago here. Chicago's selling tickets next year. Chicago is out of it, but they're making a statement like, yo, this is going to be a team to watch next year. Give me Chicago -10 on the menu. If anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. Next game. Next game up is T-Wolves Nuggets in Minnesota. This line open Minnesota +6. Another home dog here. Early bets and early money leaning Denver. Yo, check this out though. So some Minnesota money starts to come in and the books hate it. The line moves from Minnesota +6. We're all the way down at Minnesota +4.5 now, and it's only 11 a.m. I know Minnesota has won 2 in a row. I know the T-Wolves look great. I mean, I bet on them in both those games. They were the pick of the day in one. I'm right with you. They look really good. But that was Detroit and Orlando. This is the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to take Denver here. I'm going to lay 4.5. Happy to do it. The more I look at this one, the more I really like it. Give me Nuggets -4.5. I feel like I'm getting the much better team with the best player on the floor. Nuggets -4.5, definitely on the menu. If anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. Next game. Last game, Suns, Blazers in Phoenix. This line open with the Suns laying 5.5 points. That's a lot to give to Portland right now. Early bets and early money agree with me. They are definitely on the Blazers. Eventually, the books do respond to that Portland money. The consensus line drops from Phoenix -5.5. Now we're looking at Phoenix -4.5. This one is simple. It tells you what kind of basketball fan you are. It tells you how you look at the game. Do you bet Portland just because they are the better team? Portland's hot as hell right now. Phoenix is struggling a little bit. Do you bet the Blazers just because right now they're playing much better basketball than the Suns? Or do you bet the rested home team versus the team on back-to-back road games? Do you bet Phoenix here because they're home, rested, need a rebound versus the Blazers who just played in Utah last night? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm betting the better team right now. Give me the Blazers +4.5. It's Dame time. I can't wait to watch this game, actually. It's going to be awesome. This is going on the menu. It is almost playoff time now, so you know what that means? It's time for Chris Paul to just slowly wither away and disappear. Give me the Blazers +4.5 on the menu. Anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. That's it for today's episode. A lot of games tonight, a lot of value. Let's pick up some units tonight. I know the last few days have been so-so. I'm just below 500. Hopefully you guys have done a little better than me. VIP sheet going out 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, same as always. Check your texts and your emails for those. Let's make some money tonight. Let's be smart. Play your spots heavy, but do not chase. I'll talk to you on Twitter.